Hero. And go ahead. What were your thoughts about One
Yeah.
Piece again?
The problem with One Piece is that right now there's more emphasis on Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, and not so much for the other crew members. That and the comedy is like has gone downhill. Like hasn't been as funny as some of the early stuff.
Okay.
Um, it's interesting that the actual like current arc is actually going like at a better pace compared to Dressrosa. That one was just like it just you just felt the length.
Hmm.
For this one, things that have been interesting because of the whole like new visual aesthetics, new. I don't know. It just felt very refreshing. Like I feel like, oh, okay, we got all that problem out of the way, and then the fact that the ending looks like it's in sight, this also makes it like more accessible to me.
Okay. That's
But
good.
like I really don't like how Kaido turned out because like he's sharing the time with this other villain. His name I'm forgetting. Well, I think it was Orochi. I'm not sure because he does have a devil fruit and it turns him into like a Yamato dragon. You know, like the eight-headed serpent thing,
Oh
the
wow.
Oh,
dragon head,
cool.
whatever. Yeah, the thing is like this guy is like very obnoxious, very comedic in terms of attitude, and the thing is he's the one that's really doing all the big decisions in terms of like hurting people because he made some people like eat like these smile fruit which robs them of their emotions except for smiling so they can't really cry or express other things
Oh.
that
Grand X from the
he
Joker.
enslaved yeah and he enslaved the yeah he enslaved the people he's like tormenting them, he's robbing them of their food, he's putting like all these factories and making weapons and there's pollution everywhere, like no one has like houses and all that. Some
Oh
people
wow.
are like working for like some people are working like for really really like bad jobs just to get on his good side or whatever. And a lot of this monstrosities, all these atrocities, I mean, they're not done by Kaido, and I kind of felt like Kaido's the one that's been hyped up. Kaido's the muscle. He really feels like he's some
Oh.
muscle compared to this guy. But
Hmm.
and whenever Kaido shows up, he's always like half-ass doing things because like he's shown up drunk, and
Oh.
I don't know. I just don't like his demeanor. Like I kind of wish he just took things more like he was more in charge, or that other villain wasn't part of the story.
Hmm.
Because like
Okay.
anything I could say, like, oh, Kaido's like ruling this land, but it's really that other guy doing the work.
Interesting.
uh,
Um.
yeah, yeah.
Well.
But
But the way they could flip that is
that's
by making the dude serious at one point. Maybe like one shot on Kaido.
yeah, because Kaido like supposedly
Instantly
yeah, because in
over.
one scene Kaido yeah, in one scene Kaido actually beheaded him, but since he has other heads, like he hasn't died yet.
Oh, okay.
Actually, here I'm
Uh,
curious. Based upon even, I guess you sound like you've got some mixed feelings about the current arc, but I guess for you, Hero, I know this is a popular question for One Piece fans, especially, but in your opinion, what do you think the best arc of One Piece has been thus far? The best filler arc.
um,
That's the whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
The best part of the journey.
Best part of
yeah,
the yes, the journey, the adventure.
yeah, I'd say a lot of the early stuff. Like I'd say all the Alabasta things,
Oh
the
no.
Arlong Park.
Really?
The CP9 the CP9 stuff. Uh, Thriller Borga, like that one kind of runs. A lot of characters are running in that one, but I kind of appreciate that the final fight was in one spot. Impo down, rooting for like anything before the time skip. I take over like the current stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because I was thinking about it right now with Wano is that if it weren't for that really good animation, like it really doesn't. There's a lot of people in peril. That's what I do enjoy about this art. Just like a lot of risk, a lot of
Will
people to
any of them
save and
die
free.
though?
One has died.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
okay.
yeah, one has. There's this guy that was stealing food in order to give it to other people, like Robin Hood style.
oh,
He ends
nice.
up getting caught and he ends up getting like executed. Like he ends up getting a firing squad,
Wow,
and
some
it's like a pretty
stakes,
brutal death.
some
Yeah,
tension.
yeah, it's a brutal death because his daughter sees him die, and since she ate the smile fruit, like she has like this face, like just this happy face on her, and she can't really cry, like
Wow.
for her dad's passing.
Is that
So
is that
there's
literally
that.
what the smile fruit does? Is that all it does?
Yeah,
Makes
like
us
it
mad.
forces
That's so
people
fruit.
like to laugh and smile forever. You can't express any other emotion.
Wow. But
It's like
even
you
if
only
you're
have that one emotion. That's it.
well,
Yeah,
that's a
like,
bad fruit.
Yeah, right.
yeah. Because
You've got
people like were like kind of like forced to. Yeah, it was either that or like they die of hunger.
It's like, all right, we got. Well, yeah, I guess that's true because they had to eat whatever they could. But
Yeah.
wow. Well, let's see. You
Well,
got
to
that.
be honest, yeah. So there's that, and the and of course in One Piece flashbacks, there's always like some martyr character that died like centuries, years ago. Um,
Buddha.
that would-
Odin, what was his name? I don't know. The samurai.
Odin. Like his name is Odin.
Odin.
What?
That's close enough.
I was like, what? I missed that one. Oh shit.
Because the other thing that's part of this arc is some flashbacks with the Roger, with Gold Roger and Whitebeard. So that's like more interesting too. But it's not part of like slightly part of the main story just because like Odin's there in the on the crew with them. But I guess we're getting hints of like what comes
It sounds like
afterwards.
filler
'cause,
within filler.
What? All right. Look, Nate, I gotta ask you seriously.
So I tell you what really like disappointed me and made me think, oh no.
I
Is when you said that one of the best arcs was Alabasta. That's one I fell asleep in 3 times.
wait.
I was thinking, oh no, that's one of the best.
Sorry.
I just was trying to ask, like, Dad, what is your like? Is it there a beef with One Piece, or is it just you just can't get into it?
I don't, that's it. I just can't get into it. I love Shonen, the biggest one. I just think like I just don't like this. It's just, I don't see it. I don't get it.
You don't have. There's no explanation. It's just not feeling it.
No, I just when people like I'm happy for the people that love it, but when they're hyping it up, I just look at it and go.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I like One Piece, but I mean, I actually enjoyed what I've seen. But
Oh, don't get me wrong. There's some cool scenes that I've seen and fights and whatever, but not invested in the series, and I've given it try after try after try.
Well, look, I'm glad that you finally got around to watching Hunter x Hunter. That made me happy, and you appreciated that. So that made me happy at least. If you didn't get that, I'd be like, oh,
I'm like the opposite.
I know here you don't care.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'm not really.
Oh my what? You don't like Hunter x Hunter?
He's over it now.
To me, he's because I know you said One Piece is a filler show. To me, Hunter x Hunter is a show that has like abrupt endings. Like everything just gets like, hey, we didn't finish that, so let's move on to the next one.
Well,
Because like with the what was the first thing? Because when they're rescuing Killua, we're expecting like something big, like oh no, and they just like let him walk out the front door.
yeah, like, oh yeah, the family let him go. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of anticlimactics to me. Like with York knew, like if they didn't have their hands on the fortune teller, Killua probably would have killed them all, or at least a good chunk of them. And they're just delaying the stuff because like whatever Phantom True fight is supposed to happen, it's like way later. Like what relevancy did they had? And then there was that Tower of Heaven stuff when they learned the Nen. Like they go to the like, they hype up like, hey, there's all these other floors and all these masters. Like, nah, they just leave.
Look, here's the thing about Hunter x Hunter, and I haven't read the manga in a bit, Hero. But wait, look, I know there's Hunter for, but look, I still think it has some cool lore and some cool villains.
Yeah,
I still like that 99 show, man. I still do. I still like the flute. Tell me you still have love for the flute.
Yeah, I know the flutes, man. Yeah, it's all about that
OST.
That folk music. Actually, we consider the Hunter is like almost folk music, really.
Yeah, like folk.
Almost has like that
ambient folk music.
Yeah, like it almost would be if there was like some elves that would like fit with the like a fantasy thing.
It would, yeah. Like you could picture the elves. You get that mystical sound especially when the forest.
Kenshin's old shit. The old flutes.
Yeah, Kenshin had the flutes. I don't know if I told you guys, but I've been watching. I've been trying to get my buddy Nick into some old anime, and
I saw that.
Been trying to just watch some.
The Fullmetal,
Fullmetal
or Naruto.
Well, we watched Naruto most recently. He actually had seen. He said he did a speed run and got like a lot of Naruto recently. So I actually watched a little past the anime, like further than I'd ever seen, because I'd read a lot of the manga like long time ago. So I knew like, but I think that I read I think it was the in the Chunin exams. Like I liked all that stuff, but I must have missed the little water village arc somehow, because I always remembered the anime. I was like, I'd watch the first like Zabuza, yeah. And so I remember I got to Zabuza. I never watched past that. And people are like, oh yeah, Zabuza is like the first villain. I'm like, who? And then this guy. But
I mean, I'll be honest with you, like this is gonna offend some Naruto fans.
Well, that's all right. They're used to it, I'm sure.
Yeah. As a kid, it was like he was just a cool dude because he had a big cool sword.
Yeah.
And like when I went back and watched it a few times, I was like, man, this is a slow, boring arc that I just don't care about.
Yeah,
like Haku, he, I can't remember.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah, the thing I noticed watching it was like, is I think I even said it in the thing, was that there were a lot of cool things that happened, but like
Yeah.
right as it started to get interesting, the episode would end, and I'm like, what? Like but before that, it was like there's so much stuff you could just skip, and I'm like, oh, those and the fights, like there were some interesting techniques
So
Kakashi was using, but like I know that we say this about a lot of these shows, but for those episodes of Naruto, it was a lot of standing around and
Yeah.
talking and waiting, and I'm just like, oh, and
He
talking
was waiting
about.
to rip off Hunter x Hunter. That's what it was.
Well, it is. I mean, it did rip off a lot of it.
It did. You know what? I think I said this to you when I said I watched Hunter x Hunter, and the thing I went, I was generally so surprised because Hunter x Hunter came first, how much Naruto took from it. Because obviously I'd always watched Naruto first, and it went back to Hunter x Hunter later, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane!"
Yeah, like Hunter exams.
Like it's a lot, like a lot of blatant stuff. I was like, "Whoa, how did this dude get away with this?"
Because Hunter x Hunter didn't do that well originally.
I did, didn't it? I think it's always sold really well on Shonen Jump.
I don't
I could
know.
be wrong on that, but I've always thought it had.
Maybe it did over there, but I guess because the anime didn't get picked up as quickly over here, maybe because I don't know. I actually don't know.
Because Hunter x Hunter was like pretty obscure over here because the manga was getting translated and we did get the 90s show. The 90s show, but the thing is, like, it wasn't until 2011 where Hunter x Hunter started booming, and over here Naruto had a head start since the mid 2000s, like 2005 or so, or even earlier. And the Naruto fan base, just like the Americans, like just ate up Naruto, like man, they ate it up like really bad, along with Bleach.
Yeah,
I mean, we got like Naruto and Bleach stuff at Hot Topic, so that was something.
Yeah, I think Naruto really was like.
What a time to be an anime fan.
Yeah, because I mean, it was ridiculous how much ridiculous how much attention Naruto got, because every year on Toonami there would be like a Naruto like New Year marathon. They would air like every episode. They had it to that point, and one year I think they aired every single episode like for like I don't know how many days that lasted.
That probably was a lot of days, just straight through.
Yeah, the Naruto.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they showed all 136 episodes or 137 of the original part one. So it was a ridiculous event, man. It's like, yeah, and it just shows that Naruto was like super big over here. Like there was like no stopping it. I mean, people forget this, but there was a time where Naruto was on Disney.
Was it?
Already?
Yeah, Shippuden aired on Disney XD when it first came out.
It did actually. Yes, I remember.
Well,
wow.
Naruto was pretty much like the #1 anime over here for a while. It really was.
I think Dragon Ball Super's on like one of those Disney channels over here.
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't surprise me, but Disney's got their hands on everything, so they got some network. If it's on Hulu, then they could probably do it some other way.
Well, yeah, like I mean, Naruto was so popular that I don't know if it's true or not, but did Naruto actually kill Toonami for a while, or was that something else that killed it?
And I thought it just was doing badly in the ratings eventually.
As soon as Dragon Ball Z ended,
it was a slow decline, and they couldn't find anything to really. Well, think about it. Like it was just a really good time because in the early mid 2000s, that Toonami block combined with Adult Swim, they just had a lot of really great shows just together with some of the American stuff. I mean, we could name all the shows, but I think that honestly, and not to belabor a point here, but I really think that Fullmetal Alchemist, remember, that was like Funimation's like headliner for a couple of years. I think that really helped propel Toonami even more. Like, wow, like we got all this great stuff. But I think for a while they just had a couple of years where it lulled, and it's cool they brought it back. But what do? They brought back a lot of the classics with some of the newer stuff, and there's better shows now that we're getting, like they have Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man.
Yeah, because Super.
So it's like
everything that's like mainstream now. Like it just really needed like a couple of years for those shows to exist.
Yeah.
Like even Hunter x Hunter was like everything there for.
Yeah, but I guess they were just kind of lulling a bit, but it's unfortunate. Also another one.
Thank
Yeah, I got him. I don't want to. I know this is a bit of a sadder topic, but I didn't even talk about it on the video. I think some people have been speculating, but since the creator of Berserk died, I know that for a long time we've always been wondering, okay, what's the eventual conflict going to be between Guts and Griffith? And did you guys hear if there's
Mhm.
any plans for anybody to finish that, or is that just going to be forever unfinished?
I did read an article that the some of the I don't want to say apprentices, but
Assistants or
yeah, assistants, yeah.
Mhm.
They tweeted out on Twitter in Japan that they haven't come to a decision what they're going to do yet. They're going to take like time to think about something like that.
Okay.
There's no like official decision. So.
It's probably something they got to talk to the family, and they also got to
Mhm.
also maybe see through his notes and what his wishes were. Because I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those things where I kind of hope that he was like, I have notes, so we've got like a general idea of how he
Oh
wanted.
yeah,
it
all
to
of his
go.
assistants said that. Like he's
I'm actually more concerned in how it looks and how it feels.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you can Haruto is like a pretty good artist. It's very detailed, but
hmm.
because I know there's like they swapped to digital, so I don't know like if they could like just reuse assets of Guts that's already there, or
Well, you don't want them to just recycle old drawings and stuff too much. Well, I think they would probably. I would hope that for his legacy, they would probably try to work hard to capture it as much as possible. I would hope, but okay, so they don't know what they're gonna do yet. Yeah, that was a surprise because I guess
uh,
that happened like weeks before, and then they found out about it. So I don't know. It was quite a surprise. But there's that. So I think um, that's all the okay. Those are the anime topics that came to my mind. So, Dad, I think next it was what we're talking about for our channels or channel plans or something.
well, I was gonna say you can go through any of the other topics. That could be last. I don't know. Don't matter.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Let me see. Trying to think of. Oh, did you guys hear that? I just found about it the other day that I guess HBO is going to be holding a Batman animated series, and Bruce Timm's going to be behind it again.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's going to be helping with it. So
Oh,
it's going to be
very
like a
good.
very noir spiritual sequel to Batman the animated series.
Oh.
So, and I'm thinking like, okay, if they get it on HBO, it could actually be like a really adult, mature, super violent Batman show. Like that'd be great.
I'm gonna be really sad that it's not gonna have the old style of animation. I know they're not gonna do it.
Well, and this is the one thing I was worried about when I heard about it. I'm like, okay, they said Bruce Timm is one of
Mhm.
the people involved, but that could mean he just like slaps producer on there, says okay. And how involved is he going to be? Because you got
Mhm.
J.J. Abrams, who, let's be honest, people are pretty mixed about him these days, and some other person. So I'm like, I like the idea, but I don't know. I hope it's good. But you're right. It though. I don't know.
I've got faith.
Which
HBO
animation?
rarely does anything bad, so
True.
in my books.
Which animation style did you guys prefer? Because remember how the first couple seasons it was like I don't even know how to describe it. It was a little more realistic. It wasn't as smooth. And then the last
Mm.
season they kind of used everything on for Batman Beyond and Justice League. Did you guys have preference? Like which one did you mean?
I've had the originals.
Okay, you like the blockier kind of different
yeah,
shades.
I would
yeah.
say with the yeah, I prefer the first stuff because I think Bruce Timm did most of the designs of that one. Everything from like New Batman Adventure, that's like
Sleek.
I don't know the artist, but his style is like very like very angular, like some edges. Definitely the sleekness to it. But
I mean, I definitely like the sleekness. I feel like
the
that was
first animated
probably
series that's more like the first one is based on like the Superman shorts from like the 20s or 30s. Ever the Fleischer, the Fleischer
40
Superman.
40s,
That's what
I
it's
think.
based on. Yeah, so that's what the animated series was mimicking
Hmm.
in its early episodes. So like when New Adventures, that was like a whole different direction, and that's where the DCAU stuff started using that format for a while.
Oh yeah, for I think pretty much everything after that one season was all like that. It all looked like that sleeker, angular look. Was that easier to animate, you think? Because I feel like
Yeah, it's simplified.
it was like brighter, but it was I think less detail. Did you
Yeah,
guys?
that's a thing because a lot of the characters suffer from simplification. Joker's face is one example.
Oh,
The Riddler, like he doesn't have the suit anymore. He just like
he just has
yeah,
like
like
a
some designs
onesie.
to me would just like a cat. yeah. The Catwoman, like her face just went pale when she's in costume.
Yeah, some of them don't even look
the-
human. Did you guys have a
the
favorite
thing is like
uh
Mhm.
episodes you guys liked
the
from that particularly?
Oh,
I could name like all of my favorites are pretty much all the big names that everyone likes.
Yeah,
Like
I'd
there's
probably
no
say
real
so.
like
Go ahead. It's fine. We could.
there's no real
Heart of
Okay,
Ice.
pick one. Pick one,
yeah
hero.
there's no
Pick
real
one.
personal favorite.
Well, okay. Well, all right. Which
I'm just gonna go with two Heart of Ice.
Okay, Heart of Ice. Ah, yes. To never then walk on a summer's day, I'd kill for that. Yeah, yeah. That was damn good. Damn
Banger.
good. A lot better than
I
actually
Arnold
had that-
Schwarzenegger's different
I
interpretation.
actually had that episode where I actually had that episode recorded on VHS tape. Like that's why that's one of the most memorable episodes for me.
Hmm. You like his movie, Sub Zero?
Heart of Ice.
Didn't ever watch
Sub-Zero,
that.
not so much. Like it sounds petty. It sounds really petty to say this, but I think Sub-Zero needed like a little more action
he
because like it's really the final scene that's like pretty good. It's just that I think Masters of Phantasm was just a better movie.
Oh, it definitely is. But I like the fact that Mr. Freeze was so popular and they knew he was such a good villain that they gave him his own movie. Like that was pretty cool. Do you prefer that or the Schwarzenegger version?
I was about to say, then they gave it to Schwarzenegger.
What about you, Dan?
Ice the cereal.
Is that Heart of Ice for you, or you got another favorite?
Mudslide, amazing.
Oh,
Clayface.
Slide.
Ron Perlman did the voice for Clayface, so I
Very
remember
good.
that. Obviously, I can't remember the names of them, but the Two Face Part 1 and 2. I
Yeah,
really like
that's
them as
gonna
well.
be mine. Just Two Face Part 1 and 2 is
Mhm.
really good. Great origin. You know another?
Yeah, that's just what it's called. Like there's nothing like very clever with the name.
Yeah, it's just Two Face 1 and 2. Well, hey, at least it was a two-parter. It would be bad if they didn't do a two-parter. You know, an episode that I really like that I've been thinking about is it's probably an underrated one. Do you guys remember the one about that one criminal that wants to try to trap Batman to get his cowl, the cape and cowl conspiracy? So
Oh,
it's like
the
Death
yeah, that guy.
yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one with I think some of the ones that don't have as big villains are sometimes pretty
Hey,
interesting.
Ghost.
The one with the invisible guy was really good. He was
Oh.
creepy.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That was a good one. Invisible Man, basically.
See no evil.
See No Evil, very good, classic.
Is that the man that killed Batman one? Was that
Oh.
different?
Oh, that's a Sid
Yeah,
the
that's
Squid.
no the man who killed Batman. Yeah.
That's a good
Squid.
one.
Mm.
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. You killed Batman. And the Joker is really sad about, oh, you killed Batman. I was supposed to do that. It's not funny if I don't do it.
Tragic.
Very tragic with the funeral. Dude.
Oh, Mark, that's such a great series.
Yeah, it's so well. I don't think it'll ever be topped. I'm just gonna say
No.
it. I don't think it ever will be. I think that is the pinnacle of Batman. I think it is. I do. I know maybe if someday it's topped, that's
I'm not.
great.
I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite Batman.
I mean, I think it's most people's, and it's like it's one of those things where like even if you have a Batman you prefer, you look at the show and you're like, it did everything so damn well.
Perfect.
Mhm.
It's almost a cliche at this point, but yeah, that's like you can't argue. Like what argument can you have? Everybody agrees. Like, yep. Kevin Conroy is a very tall man too. He's a very tall man.
How tall is he?
He was taller than me. I think he's like 6'4" or 6'5", because I remember I met him and I was just like, he was so tall. I'm like, wow, I was expecting, because he's a very skinny guy, but
Okay.
man, he was huge.
Like
a very-
a beanbole.
Yeah, and very in shape though. I remember he had the muscles.
Oh.
He was quite beefy. I was like, damn. So
It's all
he
the
was-
voice acting he does.
I guess like all the power from the throat goes everywhere. I'm like, damn. But heck with it. He could have been live action Batman. I don't care. He could have done it. I guess
Yeah.
CGI.
Some
Right.
crossover thing, but yeah.
Yeah, he was in the that DC like. I mean, the thing is, he played a villain Batman. That's kind of the sad part. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a heroic Batman.
Oh, I did hear that Knox was in it though for like a minute from the first Batman.
Oh,
No.
In that
like from where in that crossover or what?
Yeah, he was like just the randomly knocks from the first movie. Remember that journalist guy did?
Oh wow, really?
They say he drinks blood.
I do. Yeah, I remember that. He
Yeah,
gets
he
like
was.
punched in the face.
Yep, that's right. And
Yeah.
which I'm surprised
Oh,
he didn't
did you know
die
there's
because
a
he gets like run into
did you,
by Vicky Vale, the car. Like,
uh,
by the way,
yeah. Did you know there's a deleted scene with him? You know that?
no, what's the lead scene?
Oh.
No, is that him dressed up as Batman in one scene?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
recall the reasons why.
I think that might have been like
Yeah, I think it was.
a twist or something. They were thinking about
Yeah,
Bruce
I think
Wayne's
it was
not the real
covering for
Batman.
Bruce. So I don't know.
Nice,
Yeah,
pretend to be
something like
him.
that.
That'd been interesting to find out what the script reason for that was originally before the rewrites. Let's see. I think that was the news. You guys been watching any good movies or television shows you want to let the people know about, or us, or me, or recommend something?
Oh yeah, I don't know if I told you about this last time, but did I tell you what Chernobyl again? HBO.
Chernobyl?
Chernobyl, yeah.
No, I
HBO
don't think
series.
you didn't mention it.
Oh, God, it's brilliant.
Is that about the meltdown?
Yeah, the reactor and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. I heard that was
And,
good. Was there anybody I know in
very
that?
good.
Any big actors or anything?
No, no, yeah, no. I'm pretty sure they're all pretty unknown actors, if I remember rightly.
Okay. When did that come out? Was that last year or year before?
Probably, yeah, within about 2 years, I reckon.
Okay, Chernobyl.
So it's still fairly new. Very, very good. Very good. You'll love it. Trust me. It's brilliant.
Okay,
I don't want to get. It's one of those things where you don't want to give too much away, but it's kind of like it's about true life. So I mean, if you know about the Chernobyl reactor, you kind of know.
Yeah, I know a
But
bit
it's
about it. but
Okay, well, if you don't know too much about it, really good.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that. I like history, so that's good. The meltdown.
Oh, you'll love it. Trust me, you'll love it then.
Let's
And to
see.
see it from a, USSR, commie Russia era.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah, see it to be true life, what was happening, and yada yada.
Um,
Oh, very good.
I just rewatched a bunch of things. That's basically what I've been doing. I've been slowly going through Futurama, The
Oh,
Simpsons.
nice.
I'm almost done rewatching Spider-Man the animated series because I want to do retrospective on it. And,
Oh,
and it was also funny because I want to rewatch The Sopranos again.
yeah,
But
I reached this. So I'm sorry.
but here's the funny thing. Okay, this is how it goes. I wanted to watch The Sopranos again, but there was this debate that came up about like, okay, so what is better, Breaking Bad or The Sopranos? I guess I have to watch Breaking Bad again. So I watched all Breaking Bad again, and then I was thinking, wait, I really like Better Call Saul. Is Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad? So I watched all Better Call Saul again. So I got like,
Right.
I still don't know. I like Breaking Bad was it's so like bingeable, like you just gotta watch the next episode. And Better Call Saul is like much more gradual, but it's so well written with the carrot. Like it's just, I don't know.
Slow burn.
Yes, but it's different, but it's really good. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's good. So I basically just been rewatching stuff so I can watch The Sopranos again. But yeah, the yeah, but
Great.
that's been that. And as far as the only anime I've been consistently watching that's new has been Fruits Basket. I think I mentioned that, the new one.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, Honey Lemon and I have been watching that, and I gotta say, it's almost to the end of it, and that is like one of the most dramatic things ever, man. It's really, it's intense though. It's getting really intense. And I'm just thinking, it's one of those things where, okay, like they paint the villain basically behind the whole curse thing, like you hate them throughout it, but you find out a twist, and of course, what they went through. It's very layered. It's a good. I could see why it's pretty beloved. It's very very good, and though I'll never forget because there's one point where you're thinking, okay, this person's like a piece of crap who's controlling everybody, but like he literally pushes a girl out the window and like tries to murder her, and I'm like, oh no, like. And I just keep thinking, somebody call the cops, punch this guy. Why? Who cares about this dumb curse? Like, so it's just, it gets frustrating, but you find out more why. But yeah, like the villain of that show is just devious. But yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff I've been watching. Yeah. What about the anime hero?
10 minutes.
In terms of TV shows, I haven't really looked at anything since
Trek.
yeah, since Star Trek, because the last thing I finished was
Long time ago.
Voyager, and that was like a good chunk ago. What I've been watching is just a lot of stuff on Disney Plus, just randomly. I did go through like all of DuckTales,
Oh.
like both new and old.
Hmm. And
What's new like?
Yeah, I really liked it. I found myself like really enjoying like the cartoon corporate stuff I learned from Scrooge McDuck, like all the business side of things. The
Nice.
reboot that came out was actually more plot oriented, and that was more focused on the kids, and which had like a lot more. The nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Webby, they're like much more like
Wait, is the girls
explore.
Webby?
They have more distinct personalities.
That's
Yeah,
good.
the girl's Webby. That's the
Oh.
name of the
I
that
didn't know
girl.
that. I didn't
No,
know
because in the original, in the original DuckTales, like the triplets hadn't really no distinct personalities like at all, and in this reboot, yeah,
That was pretty ridiculous, Scrooge.
yeah, no, not even close.
Not at all.
I, I can't do it no, because yeah, the reboot like a lot more plot oriented stuff. There's a lot of like adventures, just stuff with aliens, like an alien invasion at one point.
What?
Magic of the yeah. There's like some serious stuff that happens in that show, along with the the humorous nature of it. The aliens are actually from the moon. They're just like from like they lived there for like so long, and they just wanted to. Uh, it started that like a lot of their ancestors were saying that they don't go to the planet Earth, like just don't go there, and then one of them didn't want to live in fear of them, and let's like this try to conquer it. It just didn't work out.
Hero, are the aliens ducks?
No, they're like moon people. They don't look like ducks. They're just like these green.
Are they Moonites?
Green.
Moonites.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know, but the thing is, the reboot was sort of like a kind of like a DCAU type of thing because they were adding a bunch of other Disney properties within the show. Like
Oh, nice.
we sort of got like an afterwards with Tailspin because we saw like the
Tailspin.
Cloud Kicker. I can't remember his full name. Cloud Kicker or something along those lines. And we've seen him grown up
Huh.
like in that show.
Nice.
The Rescue Rangers like had like a cameo in there. Like they showed like how they were created
Nice.
in that world. Darkwing Duck obviously was like kind of lead to a spin-off possibly. And Gizmo Duck was always part of DuckTales, so he was in there as well. The only anime I haven't been that I should be watching is Megalobox, the second series.
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen 2 episodes and I haven't like I'm behind. Like a lot of episodes already come out for that. I think it's almost done by this point.
Is that the one you were
let me
telling me
think what
about
else
with
did I
the
watch.
arm? What was it
Yeah,
you said was bad about
yeah,
it? That it was like it was more about the arms than the actual like. What was it? Yeah, you said the problem with that,
No,
again.
no.
You were annoyed with it. I
That
remember.
wasn't the main problem. It's just that, yeah, I was like I didn't know how to feel about it because a lot of it was because I was looking at the behind the scenes stuff because I got like a limited edition Blu-ray and browsing through all the documentaries and
Oh, nice.
interviews I could find. The best way to describe Megalobox, like it was meant as a 50th anniversary for Astronaut Joe, but the more I found out about it, the more it feels like it was supposed to be an Astronaut Joe anime that got repurposed into something else.
You'll have this.
Like they really didn't know what to do with it because there was like so many ideas that they scrapped because they were scared of living up to the legacy and they didn't know like if people would like Aston Joe again after all these years.
But people love that show though.
Yeah, because
Appreciate it.
I think
Loves
they
a bit
were
of
also
nostalgia.
like overestimating. They were probably just thinking about Japan themselves and not necessarily worldwide.
Mm.
Because like over here in the States, it's like not really. It's still pretty obscure in terms of
Yeah.
like of sports manga and so. Like they really should have gone for that, but they didn't.
I have a question for you, real quick, about Ashita no Joe, because I didn't watch a whole
Mhm.
lot of it, but I'm guessing as a character, he does grow and get better. Because I remember he and his
Oh,
coach
yeah.
were both assholes in the beginning.
Yeah.
They're both just dicks, like screwing
Oh
people.
yeah, they're very greedy, like and selfish. It's only like halfway to the first show where he starts realizing like, oh my god, what am I doing? type
Okay.
of thing. Yeah, he has like this like crisis with him, and he has like this big like psychological breakdown like throughout the show, and then
Mhm.
when he starts recovering, that's when he becomes like this better person like for the part 2 series. And to me it's weird because we haven't gotten part 1 over here, and I think part of the reason like it might be to do with some copyright with the animation studio, because part 1 and 2 were done by different groups. But I
Mhm.
also like to think that bring in like a very unlikable character right off the bat.
Yeah, it might be hard to sell him right away as
But
to
I
really
don't
like him
know.
at first.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like Guts, like in the first volumes of the manga, he was actually like not that good of a person either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hmm. Well, I guess if you
It's
can
like,
prove them to be just badass enough initially, that'll distract people, and then when they start paying attention to their character, like, okay, this guy is interesting, because it's that fine balance. But then again, people like characters that are like that too, to some extent. So
yeah.
it depends on the audience, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah. So aside from DuckTales and I've been rewatching Darkwing Duck, and there's like a lot of episodes I don't remember seeing.
Oh, nice.
Uh, uh,
Didn't watch a lot of Darkwing Duck. Did you Hero? Did you like Bonkers?
I can't say for sure because I only remember seeing like 1 or 2 episodes, and I never really caught it on TV.
I think I
But I've
liked
been
it.
hearing that I've been hearing a lot of people hated Bunkers.
I don't know. I can't remember if I like Bonkers not or two. Like I think I watched a decent amount of it, but I don't remember if I liked it or not.
I've heard of that one. What's that?
It's kind of uh, about a cat cop. I don't even know what it is. It's a weird
It's
cartoon.
a buddy cop series.
Yeah, and he's a
Like
cat,
it's
Is
a
it,
right?
human
is
and
it American or like Japanese? Or
It's
it's
American.
American cartoon.
okay.
Disney cartoon. It's all animated.
It just all gave
It
me
was in
kind
the
of like
90s.
a Darkwing Duck kind of vibe from that show. It's like what they were sort of
Oh.
going with. A little more wacky, maybe.
I'm surprised I've never heard of it.
Oh, probably because it
Yeah,
wasn't
like
on very long.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
it's on Disney Plus, so you could just do that. Because I was thinking of looking through that.
Do
Because
you
I saw like 1 or 2 episodes of Tailspin. I know there's still Gargoyles and there's Gummy Bears.
Gummy bears
I don't remember
jumping
what.
here and there and everywhere. Oh yeah, I remember gummy bears. Yeah, wait,
There's
Hero, did
one
you ever
reason
finish the gargoyles? Actually,
but
did you ever finish it? The boat,
no,
the
no,
boat
I
arc.
never finished it.
Couldn't get past.
They were on the boat. They were on the freaking boat.
On the boat.
And they could fly.
Like, yeah, I don't know, because Gargoyle's boat thing was like literally like the same thing as Berserk's. Like, oh, Guts is on the ship. Literally
Well,
the same thing. I'm like, oh no,
not quite as much time.
don't give me that. But no, I haven't finished Gargoyles. That's something I should like look into because I have like I'm missing one DVD set. I know it's on Disney Plus, but it just annoys me that I never bought the second set when it was cheap. Like it was there for like $15, never got around to grabbing it. Now it's like going for like 50 on eBay.
Yeah, that deserves a rewatch for me too. I'm surprised that's another one that hasn't gotten a reboot or sequel or movie or something. I mean, people love Gargoyles. People are
You
so
know,
excited about that.
Well, one of the annoyances of Disney is they rarely release complete series for their shows. There's always like something incomplete.
I am still waiting for a Spectacular Spider-Man full set. You can't find one anywhere, like official. You can't find one, and that's
Really?
like the best
I thought
Spider-Man
it-
show. I couldn't find. It's not on Disney Plus. I don't think.
No, it should be there because I've seen like all the Spider-Man shows.
Yeah,
were there.
I was
Like
looking.
even
I was looking like yesterday. I didn't find it, man. And I'm gonna have to stop this
um,
and start a new video because we're 40 minutes again.
Countdown.
Another break, man.
let me take a look at mine then.
Yeah, if you find it, that'd be great.